Today's hottest music, 1017 The Beach presents the 1017 Project, celebrating listeners having a positive impact in our community.
It's Justin here for another 1017 Project here on 1017 The Beach. Glad to have Bob Policastro, the founder of Angela's House, in studio here today. Bob, we got in touch with each other actually through Teresa Webb and Steve Webb of Team Up for Community. They've recommended that I reach out and talk to you. It's been a couple of weeks in the making. I'm glad you finally were able to make it down to the studio. We're finally able to work it out and have you here.
Justin, thank you very much for inviting Angela's House to be a part of your station and helping to reach the community as far as our work.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. It's the least we can do. Angela's House is a nonprofit organization, right? Been around for almost 30 years, right?
Yes, actually, it started with my daughter 29 years ago. We formed the agency. This is our 26th year. So we've been around a long time trying to help medically fragile children in the community.
So tell me a little bit about how Angela's House got started.
Well, 29 years ago, my wife and I were looking innocently to have our second child. Unfortunately, everything went wrong at birth. She lost a lot of blood and oxygen, which left her very, very medically frail. Which required 24-hour care. My wife, that was traumatic enough, but unfortunately, we realized that there was few services for home care, and there was also no place locally that a child can live outside of basically living in hospitals. So after she passed, a little after her first birthday, we realized that, it was bad enough a family goes through that trauma, but the fact that there weren't support systems, we knew we had to step in and basically change and create resources so parents never had to feel alone.
So Angela's House provides services and even housing for children that are medically fragile, which encompasses a lot of different things, medically fragile. Tell me a little bit about what that could mean for someone.
Yes, we work with over 600 kids a year now. Many of them are in home care. These are diseases and such that could be 1 in a million. You may have never even heard of the name before, but that's what we get. We get rare genetic disorders. We get just, one of them was a disease where there's a skin blistering, epidermal bullosa.
Wow.
The first time we presented it to the state, they didn't even want to think about covering the child because they didn't even understand it.
Wow.
But now there's a few other kids, but now we're able to help them with some of our home care support systems. So it's the rarest of diseases. It might be a child that was born with some sort of intellectual or developmental disability and also have medical problems. And it could also be, unfortunately, the accidents, car accidents, falls, shaken babies, whatever accidents can happen to kids, that need care after that accident. We step in and can help. And for those that can't be cared for at home, we're very blessed to have 3 houses that can care for 23 children. They're in East Moriches, Stony Brook, and Smithtown. And it's been a great resource. That's the kind of things that weren't there when my wife and I were dealing with our own daughter, Angela.
Wow. So turning your own grief and your own, you had to deal with this situation where you realized that there were so many gaps in resources and so many things where there was literally nowhere to turn. And I imagine there's some families with that disorder you mentioned where even, you think the fail-safe is the government, the state, they've never even heard of some of these conditions. Angela's House provides kind of that they're the intermediary, they're the step between that can provide you with knowledge, support, and systems so that you won't be alone in a situation like that where you might feel completely alone.
And because, even family members, they can share their love with a parent, but if they won't know, because most people don't even want to think that this would ever happen to them, right, let alone then having the resources. And that's why, for me, it's really a beautiful spiritual journey that this has been, to now be able to tell a family, listen, we'll help you get into a special governmental support program. There's exceptions within Medicaid that are made if you have that extended stay in a hospital, which can bankrupt you if you didn't have that kind of support. Or to get also an exception into Medicaid to take the child home and have a secondary level of insurance, no matter regardless of a parent's income. And then when that doesn't fit the everything, we also do fundraisers. We call it Everyday Wishes, where we try to fill the gaps. So when insurance is saying no, or the Medicaid is saying no, and it could be really simple things. A child may need a trach to breathe.
Right.
There's a reality. There's limits to how many trachs they'll give you per month.
Wow.
Imagine telling a 2-year-old, after he throws it across the room, not to throw his trach across the room because he's having one of his terrible 2 moments. But, that can cost a few $100s.
Right.
So we try to fill that gap. Or if somebody has a wheelchair,
Right.
and they don't have a van because they can't afford an adapted van. Well, they need some sort of adaptive stroller then that could fold up and go in a car. Because a lot of the adapted wheelchairs can't be folded up.
Right.
Otherwise, the kid's a prisoner of his own house, which is horrible. So we try to even get adaptive strollers, and we help because it can cost $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So that's those everyday wishes, trying to help with all the medical supplies and other resources to safely care for that child at home.
Talking with Bob Policastro, the founder of Angela's House. 3 locations across Long Island, right?
Yes.
Tell me the website and the phone number for someone to get in touch with you.
Yeah, very important. AngelasHouse.org. We have a list of all the different programs, resources, and of course our phone number, which is 631-979-2620. Feel free, if you have and aware of any of your neighbors or friends that have a child and you see them struggling and they're not getting supports that they need, let us know. We'll be glad to step in, help them assess. We can assign a nurse, a social worker to the family, and we can make sure that they understand that there is help out there. Because a lot of people don't think that there might be a government program to help a middle-class family.
Right. So you mentioned everyday wishes before. I know Angela's House, beyond everything that you already do with the houses and supplying support, financial support, and all those different things, you also have different events and community things that you guys do to kind of get everybody together. Tell me a little bit about some of the things you guys do throughout the year.
We do a lot of small fundraisers throughout the year because we feel that the awareness is very important, and then even raising money. Awareness because, unfortunately, when you're talking about kids not feeling well or had accidents or have debilitating illnesses, a lot of people may just shut off to that because it's too overwhelming for them to even think about it. To us, we say, no, these are kids. These are kids that want the best of life and the best of opportunity. And of course, the parents, that's all they want for their kids, the best of opportunity and care that could be possible. On top of that, we also do several family events. We have a holiday party, which is like a fantasy land. It's like flying them down to Disney for the day. I mean, the decorations and the toys and so on. It's a dream come true. And we have a fall festival at White Post Farms. And basically, it's a family event. It's not about just the Angela's House kids, because we want not only the Angela's House kids, we want the siblings, the parents, and the nurses to be a part of that day. We want the family as a unit to come, escape everything they're going through, have a good time, and what are the most important thing? Meet other parents. And sit there and learn that they're not alone in all of this.
It's an incredible thing that you guys do all year round, showing support for kids, whether it be housing in one of the 3 houses here on Long Island, or just honestly having a phone conversation with a parent and helping them through something. Angela's House, great resource on Long Island. AngelasHouse.org, right? And what's the phone number again?
It's 631-979-2620. And we primarily work from everyone from the east end of Long Island all the way in through the Nassau County border. Again, it's over 600 kids. To us, it is so important that you make sure, if you know someone out there that's not getting the help that they need, call us, reach out to us. Because we don't want to see that parent go bankrupt or emotionally have a breakdown because they're not getting this important support that they need.
An important resource for children that are medically fragile, and for the families and the extended network of people involved, the nurses. Angela's House, an incredible thing right here on Long Island. Get involved, right? Are you looking for volunteers or any way anyone can help out?
Yes, with all these events that we run, both the family events and fundraisers, we're constantly looking for help. So reach out to us through the website, email through the website, and also call us, because we're always busy and trying to do a lot of different kind of fun events throughout the island.
Bob, thank you so much for coming here and taking a couple minutes out of your day to sit and talk with me and talk about Angela's House. Is there anything in your mind, anything that you really want to mention, anything that kind of any story that you want to tell that is meaningful that you think might help somebody?
Well, talk about an experience that I had recently with a family that was identified to us. Knowing that they just recently got a heartbreaking diagnosis and not knowing where to turn and the, for them to call us and to know that they're going to talk to people that understand and that have almost all the answers for them, that can reassure them both financially and emotionally that we will be there. It's not like just once. We're going to walk you through this. We're going to stay with you. And not only through, in the case, because some kids live forever, but even when they pass, we're still with you. We're not going to abandon you at that point. We're going to be with you throughout your whole journey. And, the hugs and the different fun things we'll do in the middle, that's what it's about.
AngelasHouse.org is the website, right?
Yes.
On social media, Facebook, Instagram,
we're on all of them. Join us, listen, all the fun that we're trying to do, and listen, that's all about awareness.
One more time, give us a phone number so people know how to get in touch.
631-979-2620.
Bob, thank you for thank you for coming down. Thank you for being a part of the 1017 Project, and thank you for all you're doing, the hard work that you're doing in the community to help make life a little easier for people.
It's a spiritual and beautiful journey to be a part of these kids' lives.
Learn more about Angela's House right now. We've got, of course, the interview, beachradio1017.com. On social media, give us a follow at beachradio1017, and, of course, angelashouse.org.